morning, everybody. I'm Tom Basil.
I'm Camilla.
I'm Z Garcia. Hello. How's everybody doing out there? Hi, good morning. Hey. I hope you're enjoying a wonderful whatever day of the week it is.
Well, as they said in chat, it's opening day of baseball season.
Enjoy
the greatest
base day.
sport. Although in Florida, it's been baseball season for like 2 months.
I agree that it is the greatest sport.
I have a strong disagreement to that.
Oh my goodness. Baseball is the best.
Top 3 sports.
I do love baseball.
It would not make my top 5 sports. Maybe not even my top 10.
Baseball is a sport
What's it like to be
closest
so
to a board game.
disagreeable?
All right.
Fire.
So a couple things here before we jump into Board Game Smorgasbord. We are, don't forget the marathon, the 30-hour marathon it's 2 weeks from today, actually. Are you guys ready?
I definitely thought it was next week.
We haven't talked about it all. No, it's not next week. Next week you're going to see a lot of live plays here in the Dice Tower. Yes, so also Dice Tower East. Don't forget, Dice Tower East tickets are selling like mad. And I'm not kidding, they are. So get one before they run out.
Why don't we say they're selling like happy? Because it's a happy thing. We're excited.
No, like
it's coming
mad.
up.
It's a mad world.
I'm so excited. It's selling like happy. That's what it should be.
And on April 1st, which is Monday, and this is an actual real thing,
Not April Fools.
the Dice Tower cruise tickets go on sale for next year. And those are almost half sold out also. Because, well, no, they are more than half sold out. Because we got people who come in the last cruise go. But there's still plenty of spaces.
Oh, that's exciting.
So come on board that. I was just looking at some cruise videos yesterday, and I was like, really want to go on it. It's been so long since I've been on a cruise. I do love cruising.
If you've never been, folks, consider it.
I was looking at
Seriously
these-
consider it.
I look at these older people, like in their 50s and 60s, who their job is, like they made a hobby then / career,
Right.
and they go around and review cruise ships, and I'm like,
So like board games.
yeah,
Like,
but the cruise
that
thing
sounds familiar.
sounds better.
But you'd give it all up. You'd burn down the empire to go on ships all the time and talk about that.
Now, do you think you get tired of it after a while?
Yes.
After about 7 days, yeah.
I'm not tired of board games.
Yeah, but board games don't move or make me queasy.
You would probably get used to that, I would
You
assume.
definitely would,
Do you
and then
think you
you'd
would-
feel that way when you get on land.
Do you think yeah, for sure. Do you think you'd get tired of like waiting in line for food though?
Oof,
Or drink refills?
oof.
No.
Really?
Waiting in line for what? You just go to the buffet and go up and get your food. I sit now at the table like, where is my food? Where? Then I
must have gone to the buffet
Then I have a
different
dish
times.
thrown on my head, but still.
Well, the drink machine sometimes misbehaves.
And then I get angry.
Is
That's
it
when
like
I'm
the
like, I'm writing a strongly worded
Yes.
blog.
These are the
had-
smallest of complaints. I
I've
don't know
had
what y'all are
very
talking
strong
about.
words with the drink
Anyway,
machine.
you need to be on the cruise
It's so much
so
fun.
you can write a blog
Drink
about
machine.
it.
You know what? I'm just glad that those drink machines exist. I'm like, hey kids, when we were kids, fountains only had 8 flavors.
All we had was room
It is
temperature
kind of,
water.
it is kind of like magic. For
Also,
me. like,
it
why-
oh, like
Oh, yeah.
this flavor.
Mixed
Oh, and I can
with
flavor it
this?
on top of that.
Yes.
So I can be like, oh yes, sun-kissed, but pineapple sun. I'm like, what? Ooh,
Why
like,
not?
This is wild.
Pineapple
this is
Dr.
mad
Pepper?
science.
Sure.
Also, why has Pepsi not made one of those machines yet?
Because I didn't pay that cash.
I also wonder if it's is it like a patent? Can they?
No, maybe, I don't know. Can you buy one of those for your home?
Oh my goodness, talk about the most dangerous game.
That would be bad. My kids, until all the drinks are gone, I'm not refilling it. They're like, oh, it's diet,
Oh, God.
diet vanilla root beer again.
Oh, why won't they run now?
That's nowhere near the worst that you could make.
No,
with
it's
that
not.
machine.
That was a bad combo. Sorry, that's actually what I would drink. So, all right, let's go to the news. All right, let's go to the news.
What do we got?
Let's rock your socks.
Ooh.
Here we go. Othello.
This is what I've been waiting on.
Ravensburger is going to be bringing Othello to the United States and Canada, but hold on to your hats. For the first time ever, the rules will be in color.
I cannot
Wait,
wait to
what?
get a copy of this at my closest goodwill.
This is in their press release. The rulebook will be printed in color for the first time in the game's history. The game isn't in color. Who cares?
The rules are going to be in black and white to celebrate the pieces.
Oddly unthematic, that it's like a color rule book. And I'm like,
Now, what they did say is
2 colors.
the game has sold over 40 million copies.
That's something.
That is definitely something for sure.
Wow. I cannot believe, is this currently, I feel weird saying out of print? Is this currently out of print?
I'm sure you can buy the many rip-offs of it.
Well, you can also just buy it, like
There's
at every
like you said, every Goodwill.
Every Goodwill is going to have it every,
Ollie's.
Yeah, but now you can get it for $25. The thing I think is interesting about this, combined with some other moves that they made recently, I feel like Ravensburger's always been a mass market company. You don't realize it because they're mass market in Europe.
Sure.
Interesting. Okay.
Here they feel like a boutique, but Ravensburger is one of the biggest companies in the world for toys and games. Their puzzles are huge. But now that they're coming more to America and stuff, at first we looked at them as a boutique company, but I feel like they're more like Hasbro now, in a sense. Like even when they bought
that'd be in line with
Funko or Prospero Hall, I'm like, eh.
I agree.
Yeah,
no, that's
that'd be in
definitely the
line.
camp they sort of live in. This is just an interesting piece of news that they're
They're
printing this out, coming with this out, and it's in color.
Yeah, that's a weird.
Cool. I like Othello as much as the next person. Bring it on.
All right, we got Worn Wanderers. This is coming from James Brody Kelly, Dennis Perlstein, and Claromancy Games. This was crowdfunded in April of last year, and it's going to be coming out Q2 of this year. This is kind of one of those button games. I feel like I've seen this game or them showing it off at conventions last year.
We discussed it, when we did crowd surfing.
Okay, I was going to ask if this was the crowd surfing one.
We featured it.
So it's fulfilled and now it's going to market. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think it's. I think you wear these buttons around and then you attack somebody when you meet them.
Yeah.
I just don't see it ever really taking off because it's at a convention, sure, everyone's playing it. I'm not gonna wear it and I'm at McDonald's and I'm like, you.
I think it's definitely like a con thing,
This is a
or like an
convention
event
game
thing,
through and through. Yes.
or like if you're going to cool stuff for a game night and everyone wears their pin, and that's how you kind of let's do a round real quick.
But
and
see,
then
I
jump
think
into
that
a game.
it won't even happen there. Maybe if you agree ahead of time with everybody.
Or if you carry like an extra one, hey, want to play this real quick?
I challenge you.
No, I would say that.
I don't have anyone.
I'm being
Yes, you
serious. And like a line at Gen Con, while you're waiting for your Disney Lorcana or whatever.
No, that I agree. I think
it's like,
very
here's
fun.
another one. Like
This
I think
is-
I
That's
can
where
see
this
it.
is going to work out. That's it. It's a very narrow focus, a very narrow audience, but it's a cool idea. I think they've tried these sorts of things in the past, playing a game while waiting in line. This one being a pin is a cool twist because you can still just kind of rock a pin if you want to,
Well, I like that we're seeing more of these like pins kind of have kind of gone away. It's not as big to collect them, I don't feel like, as it was a couple years ago. But I think we're also seeing more usable pins, things like this, making a game out of it. We saw the one from Foam Brain, right? That has a little stand, it's a pin, but then you can actually stand it up and use it as a game piece or a score marker or something like that. So I like that we're
spinning
seeing
ones that are dice or whatever.
Yeah, so I like that we're seeing them becoming something, which I think is kind of reinvigorating that.
Yeah, but you'll never see this again in a year. These things have never made it. The button thing never made it. None of them really go anywhere because they don't have any long tail to them. They're like a fun thing to do at a convention once, and then it fades away. You don't think next convention people aren't like, oh, remember the button men? It happens one time.
No, I don't know, because think about, I would have said the same thing about people that come to our cons and like hide the painted rocks. Like, oh, that was a cool thing that one year, that was a neat year, and it never happened again. No, that's a thing, like hiding the ducks,
Sure, but
hiding
that's
the rocks.
one person doing it. That's one person doing it. This requires a lot of people. I would put a lot of money on that bet that this will show up briefly, if at all. I think it's cool. I just don't think it'll take off. In other positive news, Voro Quest. You've heard about games where you cut piece of paper?
Yes.
This one, you tear it.
Oh, man.
Which automatically makes me dislike it because I can't tell you the number of times I've tried to tear a piece of paper without folding it 18 times in half, and it messes up.
This would be fantastic, though.
If you're
Thinking
angry.
as like a game schooler or something like that, like with homeschool, like fine motor skills for children. This is really neat. Because you do the scissors and stuff, but specifically that fine, don't hold too hard. How how hard do you hold the paper but still get it to tear? How, controlling how far you tear it. This is a really cool, not orthopedic. I can't come up with the word 'cause I'm tired, but
Therapeutic?
no, occupational therapy kind of thing.
Okay, maybe, but taking that possible educational thing out, I think this is one of the few games I would refuse to play on principle because I think I would be too stressed. I mean, the cutting is one thing. Tearing, I always make mistakes, and here your object is to tear out a piece of paper that has one weapon and one monster. I'm going to mess it up. I'm going to rip it up. I don't know.
Well, you're supposed to.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. It's like a dexterity game, really.
I guess maybe that's why it is, but I'm like, no, I would absolutely try this. Absolutely.
All right. Well, that's coming out.
One.
I don't know anything about when it's coming out. It's coming out eventually.
That's a weird one.
Ink and Gold. More Ink and Gold coming in. You get confused with Ink and Gold. Ink and Gold in America, the rights are owned by Eagle Griffin, who I wish would accidentally forget to sign that paper one year because the foreign versions are so much nicer. Yeah. Yellow has it overseas, I believe, and it's often called
Diamond.
Yeah. And it's just a much nicer version. But they came out with an expansion for it, and so now the same expansion is coming out in America too. Ink and Gold, New Dangers, and Mike thinks it's the same as the Caution and Betrayal expansion.
I think that's the idea, yeah.
What is that? I've only played base on Diamond and Ink and Gold. What does it do?
Includes a couple new ideas, I want to say. I'm not sure what it is. It is not a new idea. It's not a new expansion. It's one, like Tom said, that came out overseas. Right. And now they're printing it in English.
But you don't know what that expansion
I don't know what's
overseas
in it.
is. Okay.
A few cards.
Oh, that's
a few
really
new things.
That's exciting. I like that.
The game is so small that a few new things is a big deal, though,
It is, yeah.
Just a few new
I
cards.
just want to know, do you have to take out one of the other ones to add it in,
I don't think it works like that. I think it might have people powers or something like that. I have not looked that closely because I couldn't get it, so.
Huh. Ooh, I'm excited about that because I have not seen it.
Phantom Ink. There's an expansion coming out for that.
Let's go.
Oh.
That is the extent of the news. We don't know anything else. But
I bet it's spooky. I bet it's going to be creepy.
Another expansion coming out for Beacon Patrol. Beacon Patrol, Pandasar says it was one of their best-selling games of last year. Really did well. Now, I have not played Beacon Patrol, but I was under the assumption, talking to people, that this is very almost mass-market style of a game.
Okay. It looks like it a little.
Why it sells, right? I haven't, no, but I mean like the small box, kind of mass market feel, real lightweight. I feel like those are doing really well right now.
Yep, so
cool.
There's just more coming, and you'll have different kinds of ships. Construction ship, research vessel, Coast Guard ship, hovercraft. Oh, that's one I want.
Hovercraft.
Pilot ship, ferry, and submarine.
Have you played it? See?
No.
No.
And none of us have.
I want to have a hovercraft, though. I've never been in a hovercraft.
I'm trying to think if I have. No.
A hovercraft?
I was like, wait. No, I don't think that.
They seem like they would be very noisy, being in a hovercraft.
Like a fan boat?
Yeah.
Yeah, which I've never done either.
I've never done that
stupid, 'cause
either.
That's right
You
here.
haven't done a fan
No.
boat? They're like 5 minutes.
I know. Have you done that?
Oh, it's one of my favorite things in the world to do. I really like them. Because it's really fast, and they make these turns on these fan boats, but it doesn't feel like you're being wrenched out of your seat, which I like, because it just floats over the water. So they'll spin the boat really fast. It just feels really cool.
I assume
you're
it's
going really
kinda-
fast without like a roller coaster. I'm like, oh, you might lose your lunch. Not on a fan boat.
Is it kind of like being on a tube when you're like behind a boat?
Never done that.
Oh. I like that a lot. I might need to buy
It
one.
might feel like that, yeah. That's interesting. Okay.
Well, the thing about the tube, I would be if I let go of the tube, I'm going to skip across. Well, I'm going to skip once, and then I'm going to sink
Well,
like
no,
a stone.
sometimes you cartwheel.
Yeah. In the fan boat, you're not going to fall out.
Oh.
There's like no danger that you're sitting there wearing headphones because it's really, really loud.
Well, yeah, to Z's point, it's like,
Okay.
we need to do that, Tom.
Kyoto no Nexo. Kyoto no Neko. This is a new game from Matago. You are going to be kittens in this game.
Aww.
Having adventures in the city of Kyoto, Japan. This is from Cedric Millet, and it's coming out at Essen this year. You have different scenarios where you are going to befriend a schoolboy to fight an aggressive stray cat.
What?
And throughout the game, you'll evolve, developing your skills, and you get to go to new parts of the map because you can climb on bushes and rooftops. I'm kind of interested in
So
this
you're like
one,
a
actually.
terror? You're like a little terror cat?
What is a terror cat?
Like a.
No, it doesn't say that at all. I think you're just a
fighting
cute
an evil
kitten.
cat.
Oh.
You're teaming up with a boy to defend him from bullies. This kid is such a wimp. He gets bullied by a neighborhood cat.
Well, to be fair, some cats could be pretty scary.
Just saying, this kid is a big wimp. This is based on a book called The Wimpiest of Kyoto Kids.
I would read that book, actually.
I mean, I was trying to look close. So I couldn't tell if that was until you said cats. I was like, oh, it has sloths in it. Oh no.
I think that's a fat
Squirrels.
squirrel, right?
Oh. No, I think it's a cat because the game's about cats. But it definitely looks like
There's
I went
a
through a
large
whole.
squirrel in the corner for sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so can I be the squirrel?
No, but you can be an alpaca. This is
Second best option.
a game I've actually reviewed this one, but it's coming to America.
So much.
This is a deck building game. My problem with this game is it's a little light. It's a very light deck building game. Basically, you are collecting alpacas, and then you are putting them in pens. So very similar to what's the game with the Egyptian pyramids?
Oh.
Anyway, it's a deck building game where you're using cards
Valley
for
of the
special
Kings?
Valley of the Kings.
Yes.
Very Valley of the Kings-esque, where you get cards and then you put them in pens, but then you don't have the card anymore.
Okay, all right.
It's fine.
Seems cute.
No, the artwork's fantastic.
I love that's one of my favorite covers. I like shot to the top.
Well, look at that cover. Now look at the
So
cover of the
cute.
next game. From the other side, it's a fox.
Oh my gosh, I love it! And
Now,
a chicken!
Foxy is a game that you would not like.
Oh, so cute.
And what this game is you are showing cards one at a time, and then every time you see a card, you need to write down how many animals have been so far of the type of animals on that card. So if I turn over a pig, cat, and chicken, you need to think so far on all the cards, how many total have there been of pigs, cats, and chickens, and you'll write that down. You can write a lower number and still get points as long as you don't go over. So you want to try to get it exact to get the most points.
But you cannot, of course, write cats next to that number.
No, you just write a number down, and at the end of the game, we tally all. So I'll turn over the pigs, cats, chicken, and I put one after each of them. Then I'm like, so what did everyone put for card one? Well, obviously everyone wrote 3 because that's all there is. The next card just shows a pig, so then you would write 2 because there's a pig on the first card and a pig on the second.
Oh, I see.
The third card has a cat and a bear, so then you write 3 because there's been 2 cats and 1 bear.
Well, and all this is happening here. I don't understand. You're writing it.
You're doing it in your head. It's memory. So by the time you get to card 20, you're like, oh! No, I enjoyed this actually with the kids.
Oh, I really think I hate this.
The thing is, again, you can be below. That's fine. It's more about not going above.
Right, so if you're not sure, I'm like, was there 7 or 8? I'm writing 7.
I like the idea of this, okay. I would not want to... I'm happy to play this as long as at the end, the game just goes and tells me what my score is. I do not want to go through that process of like, okay, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. Okay, 1 here and 1
There
here.
is,
Yeah.
so I thought that
That's annoying
too.
as all get out.
Only one person needs to do that. There's a sheet that lets you mark them off, each one.
Okay, so that person's like not playing
person-
and guessing. They're running the game.
No, just the only one person needs to count them at the end. You do it.
Yeah, I
you
get
turn
that.
over a fox and a chicken, and there's lines for fox and chicken. So you just mark 1 and 1 and say, okay, this card is 2.
That seems like a lot of memory and a lot of like
Definitely is.
Me and the
but-
kids
Like-
liked it.
highest memory wins, and I do. Oh, I love that art though. I want to see that octopus. Do you have a picture of just the octopus card?
No.
All right, we got some games coming from Pegasus Spiel. So first, this one cracks me up. Dwarf Romantic, The Duel. So Dwarf Romantic is supposed to be this like peaceful game where
Yeah.
you do stuff. Couldn't they have put? This is where the duet would have worked.
Do you think you're actually competing in this one? Because the game is cooperative, right?
The original game's cooperative. I guess you're competing.
Oh, okay.
That's just kind of weird. Then there's Port Royal, the dice game, and then Xylence.
What is that silence? What's it say?
Well, it looks like
I like that.
looks like this woman is shooting out of a TARDIS and zombies.
I love those zombies. They are super cute. Look at them.
That looks like a kid's game almost, the way the
fluffy.
artwork is.
Yeah, it might be a kid's game. Yeah, with
I
that
do like
look.
Sophie Wagner's stuff, right? I think I've seen her stuff before, right?
What has she
Sophie
done?
Wagner. She has done
Didn't she do that one?
Noria, Razzia, the boldest. I really like the boldest. I've never played Poo Poo Pets.
Poo Poo Pets is coming soon. Oh no, it's 2021. Never mind.
All right. This next game is interesting from Deep Print Games, and this game is called Lumacore. And this is a game about tile laying, coral building. Now, this theme has been done a bit. We just played a game from the op, actually. But this one looks really pretty. And look, it's 3D, by the way. You can see the tiles are going on top of each other.
Kind of looks like the one that we just did with Dutray, our Aqua. Kind of what it's looking like you're putting things together, then other tiles on top.
From the
You're right, it kind of does look like that. There's too many of these vaguely nature, like abstract meets nature games lately.
That it feels like it's an abstract game. Let's make it sell. Put some nature on it.
Throw some nature in it, yeah. Throw some math nature in it.
Yeah.
Like ever since the Reef came out, I feel like this has been the push.
Yeah. That's my thing with it, is it looks like it's going to be really abstract.
Deep Print has some pretty solid games, though. They did Caldera Park, Juicy Fruits, Match of the Century, Renature, things like that.
So Caldera Park and
also I love that cover.
Savannah Park or something.
It is very pretty. It's a pretty cover.
I think well done, kind of keeping that chaotic coloring to a confined area there in the middle. I think it's a really well done cover with that.
All right, Mini Crimes. This is coming from Pegasus Spiel also. These are coming in March. All these games I mentioned are coming in March, which means now, I guess. These are going to be $6 games, and they're going to have 10 postcard-sized clue cards that give you elements of a crime scene, and then you try to figure out what happened.
You said coming in March?
Yeah, I know it's
March. The next, 4 days?
Well, I mean, maybe they're already released. I don't know.
Okay, got it. Okay.
This is a little wild to me. 10 cards, $6. I'm assuming a one-shot type thing.
Well, Magic the Gathering players are already used to that.
I assume it's kind of like...
I guess
it's kind of like those little, what are the escape room things? The holiday hijinks kind of thing, where that's...
Yeah, but those are going to take you like an hour.
Yeah.
You know what I did last night?
I cannot imagine this taking more than 20 minutes, probably. I mean,
it depends on the puzzles, how many is on each one. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Speaking of buying cards for a lot of money, last night for the first time in I don't remember how many years, I bought some singles.
Did you?
I did.
Of what?
For what?
For Star Wars.
You bought specifically singles? They're selling singles already?
Well, as soon as the set comes out.
Oh, card game.
So I went online, and there was a couple characters I wanted, so I went and bought them.
Online?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Look at you.
I've done that in ages.
Tom, I'm embarrassed and impressed. You know what I mean? Both.
All right. This next one I'm very interested in. Dino Dynasty. I have never played, I think, any game from Ion Games. But if there's one way to get me in, having a dinosaur game is definitely interesting. This one looks cool.
Is this Ion Game Design? Is that what it is? Oh, they have a lot coming out then.
They do, but their games are usually fairly complex, and I don't know that we've ever reviewed one on the Dice Tower ever, I think. Maybe someone not core staff has.
I'm trying to think if we did.
I don't know. This is very cool looking.
They did Stationfall, right?
Stationfall, I know
was on
okay, there you go.
Voro listing, but I'm excited about a couple of their others that are coming out, so I hadn't heard about this one.
I'll wait till they come up with a duck version.
I like that cover, by the way. That dinosaur, that's cool. That top dinosaur is like, oh yeah, you guys.
No, it's all about the little one on the O. I love him. He's so brave.
He's a statue. All right.
What?
Citizens of the Spark. Another game I'm excited about. From Thunderworks Games, designed by Philip Dubarry.
Oh, okay. Okay, he doesn't do too much, but when he does, I tend to enjoy it.
So there's a lot of different creatures that are combined into one shared deck. Each creature has different powerfuls. You're picking a group of cards, putting them in your tableau, and putting like citizens together to grow their action strength. It just sounds interesting. I think the artwork's good. Thunderworks has great quality. Philip Dubarry, I like a lot of his stuff. Not all of it, but I like a lot of it.
That's interesting. Yeah, this is top of the list for me right now of things I'm interested in. I like that look a lot.
Really? I like the art style, but the animals in human clothing doing human things is like instant turn off for me.
I love animals in human clothing, but especially if they're doing human things like that dog pays taxes. That cat Is there a cat?
It's an elephant.
That elephant there, he likes arranging plates.
All right. Also from, I think this is also from Thunderworks.
Some humans do that
Done.
crap. I don't get it.
Metro Runner. This is from Stephen Kerr. This is coming out at Gen Con this year. You're going to be in the underworld of Mirror City, and you have to ride the Metro, and it's a competitor worker movement and resource collection game in a high-tech neon city.
Was this on Kickstarter?
I don't think so.
I remember something like this from crowdsurfing.
There was
What?
a recent game that looked very similar to this.
It had that middle thing with a.
Maybe it was the same one then. And we recently looked at some kind of runner,
Right.
some steampunk.
It's like
Or
this
cyberpunk, rather.
cyberpunk theme. But I remember that middle like sliding puzzle thing.
It's apparently one word. I went to go on Board Game Geek. This is one thing that annoys me about Board Game Geek is when you don't know if the words are together or not, and their search engine does not have
Yeah.
it. It is from Thunderworks Games, and
Go back up. Was it listed as like?
there are previews of it, so I'm assuming it was maybe. I don't know. Only
Go
one
back
preview.
up. Over here where it lists the categories, did it say like crowdfunded or anything?
Yeah, Kickstarter.
Yeah. Okay. So it was Kickstarter. Okay. All right.
Yeah, but I mean, I just assume almost every game that we see now is Kickstarted.
I was just trying to jog my memory because I was like, this is sounding really familiar more than anything.
Alrighty, and let's see, a couple more pieces of news. We got Godlings. This is a game for Spiel. You'll be interested in this one. It's from Christian Amundsen Ostby and Maria Ostby,
I like that.
and it's a bag building game.
Is this
I
Funny
like
Fox? Who is this? I think.
Yeah, it looks like the Funny Fox logo. It's
Or
hard to
whatever
tell
that
there.
company's name is. There's a few Fox companies.
Anyway, you're building a garden in front of your cells. You draw and place tiles from your bag. You can stop drawing tiles at any time, because if you draw too many gnomes, they will steal gems from you.
They do that. They do human
Ooh,
things.
I'm very interested in this one. I like it.
I like it. I like the look of that.
All right, Unmatched, Slings and Arrows. This is the newest Unmatched that's been announced,
Yes!
where you can play William Shakespeare as well as his creations. He must fight his own work. The Wayward Sisters,
Yeah.
Hamlet, and Titania.
Titania, but...
Oh, so there's 4 characters in this. It's a big set then.
Oh, it's a big set. This looks really neat. I do think it's a little weird. I know that the Shakespeare was an award-winning deck from a competition they had. And then the Wayward Sisters was like a runner-up. I think the other 2 things are brand new. But I did find it kind of weird that it is Shakespearean characters. Great idea. Love it. And Shakespeare.
Stephen King's already done this.
He did, and I hated every word of it. Yeah, it seems a little weird to me, that Shakespeare is... But then again, who cares? It's unmatched.
I was going to say, it doesn't matter.
I can finally have Shakespeare fight Bruce Lee. I've been waiting on that one.
I want
T-Rex.
Hamlet versus Daredevil.
Oh.
To be or not to be. He's like, shut up.
No, this seems like a really neat set.
All right, last couple pieces are about Lorcana. So Lorcana Gateway is coming out. This is a new way. They're not even pretending. They're calling it Gateway. It's 30-card decks for newcomers. They'll have characters and stuff. So this is a way to get into the world. I'm just abused that it's called Gateway. But anyway, this is how you get into it. So it's a 2-player board, character standees, $25. Cheap way to get into the game where you then will spend vast amounts of money.
But what do you need standees for?
Who knows?
I
Yeah, I don't know why we need standees. That's a good question.
This might come, because it is a weird-looking box, this might come with a tracker or something maybe for your lore. I don't know, yeah.
Can't wait for that to be your gateway, and then you show up at a competition with your little tracker and standee. I'm ready.
No, you'd be surprised. On Tuesday night for Lorcana, they get points for different things, and they get enough points, you get cards or whatever, and you get a point if you wear something that's Disney related. So everyone is wearing something Disney, although with Disney owning Star Wars and Marvel makes it easier, but people have shown up with stuffed parrots on their shoulders.
Why?
And
oh, yeah.
I'm not lying. This has happened in my eyesight.
This is like my personal hell, yeah.
Aww.
This is
Wait,
terrible.
you don't have to interact with the people.
Oh.
Anyway, also from Disney or Lorcana, a Lumineer's Quest.
Now this is mega interesting.
So they're turning Lorcana into a cooperative game, or you can play it solo. So this is very similar to what they did with the Keyforge.
They did it with Keyforge. They've done it with Magic. They're currently doing it with the one Roy has been reviewing, the Ashes Reborn. So yeah, this is...
You're playing against Ursula.
Play against it.
You get a giant Ursula card with 50 card deck, and then it's going to come with 2 pre-built decks, and then but you can play any deck against her.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited for this. This is the next set, and it's such a cool new product line. Very quick, too. Normally, this is the kind of thing I expect to games been out a couple of years. They're like, we made a thing you can play against. But this being so soon, it's only the 4th release, the 4th set. I'm really excited for this.
It seems like it's at the same time like overdue, because I mean, like, I know with Disney Lorcana, one of my biggest beefs was like, it doesn't thematically make sense. Like, why is Mulan fighting, or why is Moana fighting her grandma, kind of thing? You know, like, it just doesn't make sense. So it's like, okay, now it's kind of, but now it's like coming like cooperatively. It's like, okay.
Well, it's still not going to make sense.
sense.
You're going to have Scar fighting Ursula, and you'll be like, why are they doing that?
Yeah, you're still
fighting.
fighting.
At least it's a good one versus a bad one, not like 2 good guys against each other.
But Scar is bad.
I don't think that's... You're reading too much into it. Like,
have you seen The Lion King? Scar is a bad guy.
He is. But but I like him anyway.
What? He's like one of the worst.
But it's all about they're fighting someone worse, though. He's not the worst.
Who's Ursula?
I said he's one of the worst.
He is one of them, yeah.
Did you not?
But there's always worst.
So many people cry at that scene. Alrighty.
What are you guys talking about?
You
What
didn't
scene?
see it.
Yeah.
I've never seen The Lion King.
Are you serious?
You're lying.
Oh, I thought you hadn't seen it.
I said, no, I'm not serious. That was what that no was.
That's what I'm saying. No, I thought you hadn't.
That's
I
the
have
news,
seen
folks.
it.
Let's
I've
move
seen
on.
it. They killed him.
This is a segment where we take a look at a board game based on an IP, and I tell you if the IP and the mechanisms match. Today we're looking at Taco Bell Party Pack. The first thing you do on a turn is if you have an action card and you want to play it, you can definitely do so. Then you're going to make a choice of what action you want to do. You can discard as many cards from your hand as you want, put them in the discard pile, and then draw back up to 10. Let's go back to my example of this gentleman right here. He wants 3 different menu items. I gave him a freeze, cinnamon twist, and a crunchy taco. I would score him for 3 points. But because I recruited his craving, these cards will be discarded. I can pick up one of these, secretly look at it, and this will give him an extra point into the game. So I'm actually going to get 4 points for him. Great. This will continue going on around and around and around until all the chip tokens are gone. Once all the chip tokens are gone, then you add up your scores. Whoever has the most victory points is the winner of the game. So Taco Bell Party Pack was not a game I had high expectations for. I kind of got it on a lark. My daughter likes Taco Bell. I thought maybe she'd play this game with me and we'd have a couple laughs and it would see its way out of the collection. Instead, I found a very solid resource management game. It's on the lighter end of things. But how does it feel? How does the impact of Taco Bell? How do you make a game based around Taco Bell? Well, in this one, you're serving the customers. They're giving you orders. Hey, I want 3 bean burritos and a Mexican pizza, and you have to put that order together in your hand and fulfill the orders of them. I think it works brilliantly. It's almost like you're working at Taco Bell, but you don't have all the negatives about working there, right? And that really that order fulfillment system works in a restaurant, which is what you're doing. So this could have been a restaurant game. It just happens to have Taco Bell on it. And I think it really fulfills what it would be like to work there. Now, I think that the game is light, kind of know what you're going in for. But if you like Taco Bell, give this one a chance. It really shocked us, and my daughter really, really likes this game.
Oh,
Sandwiches!
Sammy's.
Yum.
I love sandwiches. They're one of my favorite foods, straight up. Like, if it's a sandwich, there's very few bad sandwiches.
Is hot dog a sandwich?
Whatever.
Is what?
Hot dog, is that a sandwich?
I don't
I think
care
so.
or not.
What about pizza? I'm asking
Depends. Do
because
you
my
fold
list
it?
is mostly deep dish.
You're first.
Done. My number 3. I almost said 1. My number 3, I made a last minute change. I'm going with an omelet sandwich, okay? You make an
Okay.
omelet. You put it between 2 pieces of bread. and you go to town.
Is this like a real thing?
It's a real thing. It might be a Hispanic thing.
Okay.
Roy said it's very Cuban.
It is very Cuban. Okay,
Very Cuban.
maybe it's a very Cuban thing then.
I mean, it doesn't sound bad. What, do you put ketchup on it?
No.
What? Why? Do you put
any
ketchup on your
seasoning on
omelet?
it? Well, I don't know.
Well, I already put seasoning in the omelet, so
Okay.
yeah.
So what's the point of the bread? Why don't you just have toast and an omelet?
That's like why eat a ham sandwich instead of just eating ham, because it's
I
a
agree.
You make a
sandwich,
valid
you know what I
point.
mean?
But I also
But yeah, it's just
Don't
an
like
omelet. You make a
sandwiches.
nice hearty omelet, and then when I make an omelet, there will be like green peppers, onions. There might be ham in there. It's going to be a hearty omelet. It is not what they call an omelet around these parts, which is egg, water, and then fluff that up, and you get this like weird, light, sickly yellow
Wait, where are you?
pillow.
Who's doing this?
They do that. That's how what an omelet kind of looks like in some parts of the Americas.
Who mixes water with an omelet?
In eggs, they add water.
no, you use milk. Only if it's powdered, do you use water.
Or well, they put like a little bit of water to like thin it or whatever. I've definitely seen that. Don't be looking at me like I'm crazy,
I've
okay?
never seen that.
No,
Anyway,
you put milk in it because that helps fluff the eggs.
yeah, it does not. They're fluffy enough. Don't be adding stuff.
I never had milk. I just do them straight.
Thank you, Tom Gette. He's a Cuban.
I'm
at
not
heart.
with you.
Be
Anyway,
very clear.
Just
I'm
have
not
a good
taking your
omelet.
back on this.
Don't bring me on your team.
put it in some Cuban bread. Go to town.
I would eat that though. That sounds delicious.
I'll hook you up one
but
of these
I would
days.
put some salt on it. You don't think it needs
You gotta
sauce
like
on?
toast it though.
You can put hot sauce on it.
Oh, okay.
Does
never
your
mind.
bread not get soggy though? Because the cheese and the omelets are usually a little.
See, that's the problem right
What?
there. If the omelet is runny, you haven't finished
Not-
cooking it.
No, not runny eggs. No, because I'm there as well. Eggs are like the one thing I'll send back at a restaurant. If they're runny, I'm like, please remove this from my plate.
The one thing?
The one thing.
Okay.
What do you mean? I don't send stuff back. I am not a send back food.
Person.
It's your turn for sandwiches.
My number 3 is banh mi. I love banh mi. My favorite one ever is they have a bulgogi.
I'm pretending to like. I don't know what she's talking about.
I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, it's a Vietnamese sandwich that's like a.
Oh, but I'm too weird. What with my omelets? It's a Vietnamese sandwich.
It's a Vietnamese sandwich that's like it's kind of like a hoagie bun. Or
A sandwich.
It's not. No, it's not. And it'll have some sort of seasoned meat like barbecued pork. Or my favorite one I ever had was actually a Vietnamese banh mi with bulgogi, beef bulgogi, and then it had like a little kimchi in it. But then it always has fresh. A lot of fresh carrots and has a lot of cucumbers on it. I love cucumbers, and they're warm and just good. I love warm sandwiches. I don't really like sandwiches that much unless they're warm. Like I really like warm sandwiches, but cold sandwiches, it's rare
that's
that I'll eat
interesting.
one.
I like both, actually. I'm pretty split down the middle on cold and hot sandwiches. I have 2 warm, 1 cold here.
I like them both. All right, my number 3 is. Well, let's come back to America.
Thank you.
My number 3
Oh, wait.
is
That's against me, too.
is the Philly cheesesteak. Although I'll be specific, I like a chicken Philly cheesesteak.
Wait, chicken Philly? Is that a thing? I thought Philly had to be, I don't know, beef.
Well, the classic one, but I like the. I just like them. I like cheesesteaks anyway around, but if there's a chicken cheesesteak, I always consider it when it's on the menu. I always sit there and think maybe that's what I want. I just think they're great. So there you go. My
That's
number
true.
3.
That is, I know that about you, that you like your Philly cheesesteaks. It's one of my least favorites. I just don't like the taste of
You
it,
don't
I
like
guess.
cheese, I get it.
No, the meat. It's the meat. My number 2, I realize now, is basically very, very similar to my number 3. I had an
Fried
omelet
egg
sandwich. No, it's egg salad. But they're really not. They're both egg, but they're about as different as they can be with both being mainly egg.
See, this is where we're different because I'll eat an omelet. I dislike egg salad
I
sandwiches.
love egg salad sandwiches. One of the
That's so
saddest
funny.
days of my life is when Starbucks discontinued their egg salad sandwich.
Oh, see, that's where you lose me. That's where you lose me because egg salad is also my number 2.
What, really?
I love egg salad sandwiches, but I want to I can't
Here we
just
go.
go to a store and buy
we
it
go. It's gonna
pre-made
get
because
fancy
one,
pants.
either the bread gets soggy,
Yeah.
or they put too much mustard in it because I don't like
They
mustard,
do that.
or it's just old and flavorless and like this
But you won't send them
gelatinous.
back.
No, I just don't buy it.
Got it.
Okay, so what?
But my number 2. But I love egg salad. I think it's really versatile. I really like doing it like California style, where
There we
I'll
go.
put some bacon and some jalapeno on top of it. Or I like it just plain. Or like a little bit of pickle in it sometimes, and I'm feeling more like that. Like I love my egg salad. It's
Remember when I said I like almost all sandwiches? I'll tell you what, though, the thing that's turned me off, and I'm sure there's a lot of better egg salad sandwiches, the ones that old ladies bring to meals where they cut off the crust and they sit there in little triangles. They call them ladyfingers, maybe? I don't know. They're so gross. Like, who wants that? I'm like, where's the ham sandwich? Where's anything that's not this?
Those are like weird and runny and kind of gross. Though.
They are.
But
I
again, that's
dislike 'em.
egg salad. That's why it's like
that's
egg
not-
salad.
Yeah, no, it needs to be done right.
Is my number 2 with that contingency that like it needs to be fresh and either I made it or someone I know made it or it's done well because it is a very swingy sandwich, I feel.
Or Starbucks made it.
No,
I trust them
I
implicitly.
do
Okay.
not.
Thank you,
Well, let's go back to
Starbucks,
meat.
for your years of service.
My number 2
Salute
is
you.
the Reuben.
Who?
Now, there's a lot of different Reubens. And in fact, down here in South Florida, you can get a lobster Reuben at a lot of restaurants, which is amazing. On Sunday, I had a Southern Reuben, which I think might be going up to the top because it was on sourdough bread. And
Sourdough makes everything better.
it was really good, but I love a Reuben. I'm very close to Rachel is pretty good too because I like the coleslaw on a sandwich a lot. It's a big like a coleslaw roast beef sandwich.
Wow.
Oh yeah, you just put egg salad.
Yeah,
would
egg
eat-
salad can be made
Reubens-
not runny.
Reubens are the ones with the rye bread, right?
Reubens have rye bread.
Losing me at rye and Swiss.
You don't like Swiss cheese?
I don't like Swiss. Swiss cheese is okay when it's warm and melted, fresh, but no, when it's not, it's like
Swiss on a
tastes
sandwich
like a
is
sock.
God's gift to cheese.
If you like socks.
My number 4 is
Taste.
literally Swiss sandwich.
That is
It's just
awful.
like bread with Swiss cheese in it.
Wait, melted or not melted?
I don't care. It's my number 4 and my number 5. One melted, one without.
Wait, are you saying? Oh
I'm
my
kidding,
gosh.
as a
Oh.
joke.
Oh wow, that
My
was like a
number 4 was
disgusting
tuna salad,
joke.
okay?
Oh, grilled cheese was on my top 5. I really like
Oh,
that.
yeah,
But anyway,
grilled cheese was
my
right
number
there for
2, the Reuben.
My number 1 has the finest of all foods in it. Shrimp.
A shrimp
Oh
po' boy.
boy.
A shrimp po' boy, okay?
Yep.
You want to talk about something that tempts me on every menu I see it in, no matter where I am. I could be going out to a fancy dinner, and I see a shrimp po' boy on the list, on the menu. I'm like, maybe. This might be the night I need to eat a shrimp po' boy while wearing a suit. It's so good. Again, the variations of a
I'm
shrimp
not
po'
arguing with you.
boy
Do you, like it,
also.
do you want the
Yeah.
shrimp fried or grilled?
It's almost never grilled, actually. It's
think it-
almost always fried, and it's almost always breaded too.
I've never seen it grilled.
But
Well, we make them at home that way.
you can, like, again, I like that a shrimp po' boy, the restaurants that make it feel like inspired to mess with it, to muck with it a little bit. Some sandwiches you leave alone. You make the way they're made, and that's it. A shrimp po' boy, I like that different places mess with it a little bit, and I
Yeah.
love that. I love finding out what is their shrimp po' boy like here.
It's a very basic thing that then they flex one way or another. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, no, shrimp, breaded shrimp, fried on a
and then all
hoagie
the
bun.
stuff on top of
And
it.
then put stuff on top.
What kind of
Yeah.
roll it? Yeah,
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, it is good.
That's my
It's
number
good.
1 by far.
So, my number 1 is Z. I think you said it was your least favorite. It's a Philly cheesesteak. Again,
Yeah,
I
in your
like
face.
One of my
warm-
least favorites. Not my least. That would be poop.
We go to
sandwich.
Philadelphia. What have you eaten one of
Never seen
them?
that.
Come
That's what
on.
we really want to know.
How would we know?
And how are you sure that's your least favorite? I have questions.
Anyway, Philly. Okay.
I love Philly. I love Philly cheesesteaks. I really like. Again, just how flexible it can be. I've had it with it's like the bacon, like a bacon ranch one. I've had just a standard Philly cheesesteak with the roast beef and the grilled onions and the grilled peppers and the melted provolone because provolone is so much better than Swiss, and it's just
They're both good on sandwiches.
I love it. Like you make it fresh, it's right there. It's hot, it's gooey, it's amazing, and you eat it quickly because it goes soggy if you don't.
That's true. I agree with that.
Shooter McGavin. It's such a on point joke, but very niche.
It's very, yeah.
All right, my number one is very similar to the Philly cheesesteak, and I had it for the first time like 8 years ago, and that is the Italian pork sandwich.
I don't have that.
It's on a it's in a hoagie roll, and hoagie, by the way, is my number 4. It's in a hoagie roll, and they soak the pork, and then they filled it with pork. They put in broccoli rabe and peppers. They either put in sweet ones or hot ones. It's so good. I could eat like
soak
10 of
the
those.
pork in. You said they soak the pork?
Well,
Seasoning.
yeah, and seasoning it. They're letting it marinate, I guess, for a long time. Then they're shaving it off.
But
It
then,
is
they shave it off.
so. It is so good. They do it with beef too, and I could take either one of them. But they had that at that Vegas. That they sold that sandwich there, and I ate like 3 of them.
Really?
They're really, really good. I'll take that over a Philly cheesesteak any day. But I still like the Philly cheesesteak a lot.
You've had a lot of
Philly
Philly cheesesteak. That's the difference,
I have.
right? Like you from that area, you've had it. So
Oh, okay. Mike says it's in Anjou.
No one put in Cuban sandwich, huh?
I'm not actually a huge fan of Cuban sandwiches because I don't really like pork.
Ah,
A
It
Cuban
has something
sandwich.
in it.
I don't think Cuban
like, I
sandwiches
don't
have
know what it
enough
is.
vegetables for me on them.
They're very meaty. The Cuban sandwiches are. They have the ham, but then they have the pork. I like the pickles in it. I like I like the flavors, but there's a couple of specific layers in a Cuban sandwich or a midnight sandwich that I don't like. So.
All right, well, there you go. Our favorite sandwiches. Let's keep going.
Hi, I'm Anne from Game Like a Mother. I specialize in games that can be played in 20 minutes or less, and I love a game that takes a familiar game concept and levels it up into something more. For instance, Farkle is a push your luck dice game that everyone owns if they have 6 standard dice. You can play Farkle. You can look up the scoring online and you just roll the dice and you're trying to score each time you roll and you're trying to get over a certain point value first. And the trick of this is it's not like Yahtzee type scoring. It's not cumulative. You roll dice, you set aside the ones that score, and then you roll the remaining dice. And those have to score something, or you Farkle or go bust, and all of your points go away, and then you pass on the dice and play continues around the table. And what's great about this game is there is so much luck, which means that you can have really young kids play through older ages, all different ability levels, and pretty much anyone has an equal chance to win the game, which is really nice under certain circumstances. But if you play Farkle and you say, I wish there was just a little bit more going on here, there is Dragon Farkle. They made a dragon-themed game with the Farkle idea of how you roll the dice and scoring, but instead of scoring points, you're recruiting armies, and you're trying to get a large enough army assembled that you can go and try to slay the dragon at the end of the game. And you start out with a companion card. There's a bunch of different elements that they added in. You start out with a companion card like the Harkin, the dirty merchant, that can, once a turn, you can re-roll a soldier die, or Darla, the goth princess who is rebelling against parents in pink dresses, and get some specialty die roll each turn that lets her do different things. And so you just have that as a base. As you're playing, you're collecting magic cards that allow you to take special actions that can be really strategic and helpful as you're recruiting armies. And you either can recruit armies on your turn, or you can brawl against another player, which is maybe my favorite part of this game, where you can try to take away their armies or make them have to get rid of armies, but they can win the brawl and get way more armies that way, so you kind of have to watch it. Sometimes it backfires against you. And even just in your standard dice rolls, you have an event die, and special things come up if it's dragon side or if it's a rally side. The dragon eats any of the armies you would have recruited on that dice roll, and which is kind of hilarious. And if you Farkle and have rolled the dragon, then you're safe and you can keep on going. So it's just a lot of fun elements that it adds into the game. The theme is really great, and it is just super satisfying at the end. You don't just, oh, okay, I got over this certain point level, I win. You get to that point level, and then you have to go in and battle the dragon, and you're having to roll the dragon or the rally on the special event dice a certain number of times in order to take the dragon out. So it just feels much more exciting to end the game. And I have my older son. We've played Farkle with family and friends before, and it's okay. This is so much more theme and so much more stuff going on, and we have a blast playing this together. So fun thing to check out. It's a few years old too. It should be pretty available. It was published in 2015, so there are used copies floating around. You can still get a new copy, but it's a nice way to just take Farkle and make it into a little bit something more, so you should check it out. You can check out more of my content on my YouTube channel and Facebook page, but that's it for me today, and back to the folks in the studio.
All right, so this past weekend I was playing a bigger Euro-style game, and we picked the big flex. We picked turn order, and you pick a starting player and you go clockwise.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
As many Euro games do, it has that whole, you can choose to go first on a future turn. Mm-hmm. And then the turn order switches. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, please, I hope the next person to pick turn order is the next person either clockwise or counterclockwise. Because if you don't do that, then it bounces around the table, which means people forget, because I'm like, oh, you're done? My turn. Oh, no, that was last round. This round, Joey goes next because it bounces over to him. And some games get around that by just saying whoever takes first player, then it goes clockwise.
Yes.
Which is, I think, kind of a shoddy solution, because the person who goes, some people just like going first.
It rewards the second player for doing nothing, you know?
Or conversely, punishes the other person. You're always going last because this person just likes going first.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't think it bothers me. I think maybe because I've seen enough of it in games now. I mean, Fox Experiment does that, for example, where you go and you choose your turn order and then you get your little tile, and so it might bounce around, but you have that tile in front of you to remind you. Or there's a track, and it's, I mean, another example of that is whoever's in back is the next player, and so that's constantly changing. Somebody might get 3 turns, someone 2, that kind of stuff. So I think I've seen enough variations of it in games that it doesn't necessarily bother me.
It matters more in a game with a lot of turns. Fox Experiment is 3 turns. You're drafting 1, 2, 3. Then everything else is on your own. Yeah. But when there's like 10, 15 turns, you just forget sometimes.
There's that sort of like, okay, who's next? It takes a little more attention. And it's a little more draining. It's a little more draining because you're having to be attentive to something you don't normally think of.
Right.
Now, I think you're right that the back of the track thing manages to solve that, because it does not require that extra attention. You can just glance at it.
You're next.
Like, okay, I'm next. You know what I mean? And I do wonder if there might be a clean solution to that problem by having, when turn order changes, if there might not be a way to just have everybody have a token and they move it to the front.
Right.
And you can always glance at the back and know who's next.
I definitely prefer that over, like I was just saying, Fox Experiment, where you get the tile. It's like, that's okay, but I definitely prefer some track, some visual reminder out there where everybody is and can see it.
Yeah, someone said online that you could switch seats, and we actually, because the game only had 3 rounds, and it was a 2-hour game, so 1/3 of the game is like that each time.
Okay.
And I was like, how hard would it be to switch seats?
Yeah, it actually is tempting at that point.
It's a little tempting. To me, the best solution for this is having a director. Honestly, it's your turn. It's your turn. Someone who says it out loud, and it keeps, okay, it's my turn now, I go. I don't know any other better way about it. Because we can say, oh yeah, it's marked there in that track. People forget. You're just used to going after the person after you. Especially if it changes in the game.
I think maybe
it does. No, you are.
I think maybe more than you're used to going next, what it does is you get stuck. You don't have that kind of cue. It's like, oh, okay, he's going, I'm next. So it's easy to get stuck down in your own mapping out of your turn and stuff. And
Yeah,
so
it's mostly Euro games.
It makes it easier to kind of get that just head down feeling. And that person over there is talking, so in the back of your mind, you have a little bit of time. You don't have that verbal or that visual cue of turn order coming around. So I can definitely just get stuck in what I'm doing. But
I don't feel like I often find myself playing games that have that funky flip-flop, floople kind of turn order, but I do wonder if, again, the idea is how do we solve that? I think maybe a visual turn tracker with you actually physically having to move yourself to the front, that might do it, but also maybe just having some sort of marker, like the jungle speed totem or something, you know what I mean? Like, if it's my job at the end of my turn to know who's next and to give them the thing.
Or what if you did it at the beginning of your turn? Because by the time they get that's just the same as saying like, hey, it's your turn. Oh, okay. It's a visual like, hey, start your turn. But if it was your turn next, I'm starting my turn, I give you that. So it's like that, hey, you're next. So you're paying attention. It's like that kind of cue beforehand, so you have a little bit of time.
I guess it depends how long that person's turn's going to be.
Right,
if it's long enough that I'm like, yeah, cool, I'm next.
But I mean, I guess but do you need that physical reminder like, hey, it's your turn? I don't, if you tell me, I don't also need you handing me something kind of thing. Is that a little redundant?
Yeah, I think it's either the director thing, which you're right, that's a good way to do it, or having everybody take partial directorial responsibility of it's part of your turn to tell the next player it's their turn.
Sure.
And that might work. It is a tricky thing. It simulates something interesting. I have to say I don't love it. In most games that do it, I don't think it's like one of my favorite things. I would much rather, even if it's less balanced or whatever, have yes, it changes because I took the first player thing, but then we just go from that person. Whatever.
I will say I really, really like it in cooperative games, though. I just played a game like variable in whatever order. I think it has to have, in that case, though, it has to have some sort of annotation to say who has gone, you know, for example.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely think that variable turn order.
No, I love it in those
case,
games, but then you're working together.
Yeah.
The other option, play 3 players. Doesn't matter. Just you're going clockwise or counterclockwise. That's what playing your group. You're like, look, we talked it over.
Yeah,
look, you can either go home or you can DM the game.
Yeah.
Alrighty, folks. Later today, there is a top 10 list coming your way of top 10 games that need second editions.
What?
I've seen the lists, or some of the lists anyway.
Have you?
What did you think, Tom? Huh. Was that okay?
I thought I wouldn't have picked those games, but I see it. No, it's an interesting. I think it's like a very. I think this would be a list with very little crossover.
You think or you know because you saw the list.
Like, well, I'm not in this top 10. But if my top 10 was in it, I would think, yeah, I would have very little crossover because I think it's like a personal thing. Like, I like this game. I wish there was a second edition. It's a very wide range of things.
Are we gonna get yours? Top 10?
I don't know. Maybe with the folks who aren't in this one, we'll do one in the future.
Maybe you should just like write it down and leave it on the table.
No.
Maybe you should stop
I'll leave
judging
something on the table.
Other people's top 10s.
I said good things about it.
Okay.
Whoa.
Well, it wouldn't be my list.
Nobody
you know?
Well, okay.
That's okay. I mean, that's your top 10. I guess your experience is valid.
What? Don't bother watching it, folks. It's not.
No, it's your own channel, you dork. You should watch it. Yes. Also, come to the cruise. Okay, the Dice Tower cruise.
All right, folks. We'll see you back here at 2 o'clock. Until then, I'm Tom Vessel.
I'm Camilla.
I'm Z Garcia.
Let's go eat some sandwiches.
Ooh.